Hey guys, let's make this very common dish in almost every Kenyan household. This is some goat stew, some rice, and cabbage. But before we do, kindly do not forget to subscribe to our channel and let's get right into it. So, we are going to be using our air fryer stroke electric cooker. So, in the air fryer, okay, I'm using the electric pressure cooker for this case. We put in our goat meat. So this is basically goat meat, nyama ya mbuzi. Then I have lots of onions, lots of spring onions, lots of leeks in my garden. So I had to utilize that. So I put in lots of onions in that. You can also do any type of onion that you prefer. If you have white onion, any other type of onion that you prefer, but just do lots of them. This adds on to the flavor, to the general flavor of our goat stew. So this is goat meat, some onions in there. Then the next thing that we add to this is some carrots. This is just to thicken up the stew and also to add in some bit of color, some bit of nutrients, and a bit of crunch, just a bit of crunch, because at the end of it all, they'll cook up. The next up, we add a tomato. You can use as much as you like. I only had one tomato, so I only used one tomato for our goat stew. Then the next thing you add is your spices. So for the spices, I used Royco. This is Royco powder. Then some black pepper. This is very important. Then I also used some cumin powder. I don't think I pictured that. Then this is a special marinade. This is a special Aurelia's Kitchen marinade that has basically a lot of spices in them. Some garlic in here and other spices that I don't want to tell you guys because it's a secret recipe. Then next up, you add some oil. So this is just to cook up and also help in softening and cooking up the meat. Then also you add some salt. Salt is very important for flavor. You definitely want to cook your meal with just enough, not a lot of salt. The next up, you add in your water. This is to help, of course, boil it up. Then that's it. Also, you can add any other thing that you prefer, but that's what I use for my goat stew. Then you close up your pressure cooker. Then set it on stew. Then I cooked this up for about 25 minutes. So you just close it up and cook it up. Goat meat usually cooks up really fast. So you just want to make sure you don't overcook it. But again, the softer the meat, the better. Especially if it's stewed meat. You don't want to be struggling with hard meats in your stews. So after 25 minutes, our stew was ready. But I noticed it was still watery. So I wanted it to be stewy and like, not like a broth, but like, what's the word? Like gravy. Yes, that's the word. So I added some garlic, extra garlic, because goat usually has a bit of smell. So I used extra garlic for this next step. Then I left the cooker open this time round so that the water can evaporate and I am left with a bit of gravy. You know, like the gravy consistency and not a brothy consistency. So this is how our goat stew is looking. It's a deliciously amazing. It's smelling really good. I wish I could be able to share the aroma with you guys. But basically, this is how we make our stews in Kenya. So that's why I'm calling this a typical Kenyan dish. Then to finish it up, I didn't have coriander or dania to garnish it up. So I used mint. Again, I have lots of mint in my garden. So that also added to the flavor and the aroma. So you can imagine the spices, then this minty flavor from the mint. It all married it up really well. So our goat stew is ready and it's looking very delicious. You can have this with some chapati, you can have this with ugali, you can have this with rice, you can have this with some potatoes, anything you like. But mostly in Kenya, goat stew goes well with some rice. Yes, I guess so. So that's it for our goat stew, guys. I hope you have learned something. So to serve this up, I also made a quick cabbage stew. Not cabbage stew, but cabbage. So let me show you how I basically make my cabbage. So in a sufuria, you add up your oil, then you add up your onions and a bit of carrot, then let them cook until a bit translucent or fragrant, then add up your cabbage, steam it up. The word is steam. Do not overcook your cabbage. Never ever overcook your cabbage. You just steam it up. You want it still crunchy as you're eating it. Then I also love adding some black pepper to my cabbage. It adds up to the flavor. If you have paprika, the better even. So I also serve this up with some rice. So here is my rice. So basically I boiled rice, then added some cooking oil, and simple. That's how simple our meal is. So this is dinner. So here we have some rice. You can see how well the rice has turned out. Then we have some cabbage here. You see, it's not overcooked. It's still crunchy, still has its color. So it's looking good. This is typical Kenyan meal, guys. The Kenyans in here, you can tell me, is this a Kenyan meal or am I bluffing? But I know this is once in a while you guys have rice, meat and cabbage in your household. So if you want to replicate this meal, there is the recipe. I hope you enjoyed this meal. So thank you for watching. And there's a bonus recipe at the end of the video. So watch the video until the end. So hey guys, this is the bonus recipe for this video. It's basically an arrowroot, another Kenyan dish, another very popular Kenyan dish. So this is arrowroot. So we are going to make an arrowroot stew or an arrowroot meal because it's a meal on its own. So these are arrowroots. I don't know what you call them in your country. I know some people call them yam. I know some people call them what? Kontomire or something from the Ghanaians. You can let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know. But yes, these are yams. And they're usually so expensive in Kenya. It's because of how they grow. They need lots of water. Then they take so long to grow. So I think that's why they are quite expensive. A bundle like this, I got it at 200 shillings. So yeah, I don't know if that's expensive or it's cheap according to where you're from. So you just peel this up, then of course put them in water to remove all the dirt. Then do you remember our stew, our goat stew that we made the previous day? So that it remained, so we have some leftover goat stew. So to that we are going to add these arrowroots. Then we are going to make a meal out of it. So that's one of the ways you can cook your arrowroots. If you ever have arrowroots and you don't know what to make with them, this is a recipe for you guys to try out. You can see our goat stew, how it's looking. So we're just going to add some arrowroots to this, add some water, let it boil until the arrowroots are well done. Then you can serve that as a meal on its own. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please leave a comment and let me know how you think of it, and a like if you enjoyed it. And also do not forget to subscribe to our channel. How are you enjoying our vlogmas? Please watch all the videos to support, and just to mtutie moyo, just to, what is it called, just to motivate us to keep on doing it. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.